Well, last night we closed the doors on one of the most controversial Big Brother houses we've ever had. This was the final announcement as it was read out by Gretel.
The winner of Big Brother 2006 is Jamie.
Not as shocked as I was. Please welcome your Big Brother final three, Jamie, Camilla and David. Oh, there we go. Your big front
I said I'd eat these M&Ms.
Come on, you know
I'd
you're
do it, so I'm going to do it.
Live the dream.
Living the dream.
Now, how was that? So you enjoyed that, did you?
Funniest thing I've ever seen in my
That was
life.
funny.
Now, it's probably weird for you guys because... Are you crying already? You are hopeless!
Yeah, I cried a lot. Oh, actually, no. What I was saying to the fellas before was I cried maybe twice and they just kept replaying it. So, you know, you'd probably see me crying, like talking to someone, and then I'd start crying, but I'd be wearing a different shirt. Most people didn't understand that there was something wrong with that shot, but yeah.
Now, it was very emotional for you, wasn't it, to go in even from the get-go, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So did you feel that you got out of the experience what you would have liked to have got out of it?
I would never have thought I'd got the amount that I got out of it. No way. That was just huge. I was just going to go on there and do my thing and then get off and then, yeah, I couldn't believe what I got out of it.
And what about you, Jamie? Did you
Yes.
have any plans whatsoever to be at the finish line when it all was said and done?
No, not at all. M&Ms were a bad idea, by the way.
Don't put it back!
I know which ones it is. There's two yellow ones right there. I'll get them at the end. I had no intention of winning. I was just happy to get in there, and it was strange. It's not like I won. It's just that everyone left, and I was just sort of left there by myself. I'm the Stephen Bradbury of Big Brother. Everyone just left and left me there. So.
Well, Camilla, who did you think then, if you had to pick a final three, even maybe from the first week, who would you have thought was going to be there?
Galen, Katie, Jamie. Straight away, yeah.
And not yourself?
I was evicted in the very first week. It was a
Now,
mock
that was
eviction.
very fascinating, because after you were sent out, you and Anna in the fake eviction.
That's it.
Then put back in the house.
Yep.
How did that affect your standing in the house and how you felt about the other housemates?
I guess I didn't realise it, but there were some people that weren't terribly happy that I came back. There were other people that I guess felt happy to get to know me and the opportunity to do that. So, yeah, but I mean, my standing in the house was always a bit hanging by a thread, really, because I was always up for eviction, but that's okay.
But you and David were nominated quite a bit. So
Most hated housemates.
Like 11 times, and...
Most hated housemates.
So now that must be very strange for you, because as much as you sit there thinking, well, everyone else in the house, I must be doing something wrong if they keep nominating me. The fact that I am not being voted out by the general public means I'm doing something right. How does it feel for you to have that weird juxtaposition going on?
Couldn't give two hoots.
Do you think about it that much?
No.
Use of juxtaposition. I like the use of that word. Anyway, good.
It was quite...
You know what it means?
Yes.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, yes, of course. Continue. Crap.
It's quite weird, really, because you're ruining it.
So,
because yeah, you don't think too much about it, but you do kind of go, hang on, what's going on? I keep staying in the house, and yeah, you think about what the public.
Well, especially for you, Camilla, you must be thinking, well, look, I can say whatever the hell I want. Everyone's going to nominate me, but the people watching at home are going to go, stay in, though.
I did make one comment once. I was like, it's pretty cool to be able to say whatever I want and get away with it. And but I'm like that anyway, so I wasn't really doing anything different than what I do in my day-to-day life. So I'm happy with that.
And it must be nice, obviously, to be there at the end, Jamie, as the man with his hand being raised. But obviously very tough for you to be without Katie for so long.
oh, it was weird. It was weird. It's to get a girlfriend as sorts in the house to have an interest, and then she just disappears and you have 10 seconds to say goodbye, and then you don't know how long you're going to stay there without her. So, yeah, it was kind of weird, but yeah, it all worked out in the end, and like that finale last night couldn't have been better. It was awesome. So,
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Do you, for a second, think about all the things that are going on the outside? So when they roll out that news footage of here's all the things you've missed out on.
That was crazy. It was like
Very weird.
they showed something really sad and then something really happy, and then I was like, do I cry, smile, cry, smile? It was really hard to sort of.
It was all very... newsworthy stuff. The only stuff, I guess, that was a bit strange was that stuff, you know, with John Howard and stuff. That was, wow, that's a bit shocking. But everything else was, like, unfortunately, very much always in the news. So that didn't shock me too much, I don't know.
So you're talking about the Howard stuff saying, get the show off
I was
the
a
air.
bit like, what? Can't believe that guy said that.
So did you think about...
That guy. Our Prime Minister.
that weird dwarf with the glasses. Even Jamie knew who he was for crying out.
Stab!
So did you think about the whole situation? I mean, when John and Ashley were taken out, when you've got choppers flying overhead, was that whole situation at all... Did it sink in as to what was going on the outside?
You don't really know what's going on, and I think that's one of the gifts of the Big Brother house, is that you can actually waylay having to deal with stuff until you get out. And obviously, you know, we're all dealing with different things. Gosh, I mean, we've only been out for less than 24 hours, so nothing's really sunk in. But no, I didn't really know the extent to that things were happening on the outside at all.
Well, for all of you, like, when you come back to a normal life, or try to come back to a normal life, do you think that's going to be possible now? No, I mean, for you, David, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that came out in the house, for want of a better phrase. But a lot of what happens in the house is you exposing yourself in a very personal way to then come back to what is meant to be your normal life. Is that going to be possible for all of you?
No, not at all. My life's totally changed. Like, yeah, my dad and I now have a relationship. I never had that before, ever. And, like, the honesty that I now have with my family is complete. And never had that. So, you know, like you probably experienced with your family, honesty from the get-go, I haven't. So, to be 27 in a month and...
Are you saying I'm gay?
No, you've got a wife, I know that. But no, just, yeah, like, it's... Unless you've been in a situation, you'd never comprehend what it's like to be finally honest with your family. And it's pretty weird, because most people just take it for granted. You're honest with your family. And I've now got that, and it's been a most incredible 2 days just for that. And, yeah, I can't get over it. But, I mean, I haven't got back to my normal life. I do that on Friday when I go back to the farm. And, yeah, it'll be normal. Like, the sheep aren't going to look at me and go, oh, my God, he's, like, been on Big Brother. You know, they're going to look at me and go, where have you been, you rat bag? You know, we've been starving here.
Now, what are you going to do with the money?
Oh, man.
What money you've got?
Okay, yeah.
I
spent a fair bit of it. Look,
Hair product.
Okay, guys.
Gym
yeah,
membership.
look. Did you want me to answer the question?
Set up for gags.
Okay, right.
No, come on.
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it. I've had the sort of farcical response, which is a novelty-sized Mexican hat, a pair of clogs, you know, like the Dutch shoes. A rocket car would be awesome. A solid gold house, that also would be awesome. But but those four are the ones that stand out. But yeah, to be honest, I haven't really given it much of a thought. It's been hectic. It's been like radio interview.
Has Katie ever called you sugar tits?
No. Where the hell did that come from?
Did you? Another quick one. You spent time in Toowoomba, or you lived in Toowoomba?
I went to boarding school there for 8 years.
Ever drunk your own poo?
Where are these questions coming from?
Have you ever been watching the show out the back? I know you've been trapped in a house for months.
We spoke to the girl you've got here, the one with blonde hair.
Michelle, yes.
I had no idea she was on your show, and we were clowning around with her, and she's from Toowoomba, and I just thought she was like a uni student or something that was doing... She was doing this thing. She was doing this thing with a camera.
Podcast stuff.
I thought that was uni student stuff. And, yeah. So when I saw her at the back, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're famous and all this. Yeah. It's weird.
You must have been sitting there going, I thought Laura was only in here for 4 days. You must have been in here even less time than that. There was so many.
Her name is Lauren.
It's Lauren.
Just goes to show you.
She's watching backstage, man.
She's not watching backstage. Well, the night she was here, I was saying, please welcome Rob and the girl one. So, trust me, she'll be used to it. Well, we'll be chatting to the rest of the Big Brother cast a little bit later on the show, but please thank Jamie, Camilla and David. I got that. There you go. Gonna come more, the Big Brother housemate, Jamie Foxx.